Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakadash. Double honor sent to the elder apostles, a great millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, this is the book of Leviticus chapter 22, titled the Sanctity of Priesthood, the continuation of chapter 21, sorry. And yeah, I'm gonna just get up in it. But before I begin, now this is BitTube. It's something like YouTube, but it's BitTube, and it's less controlled than YouTube. Now, this is an article that has been going around, and it already has like what 600,000 views, something like that, you know. And the name thereof is YUGE. Canadian court victory proves all restrictions have been dropped. All restrictions have been dropped. So I'm just 1 minute in. I'm just gonna watch it. I haven't watched it yet, but then I'm gonna put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself also. So now let me just go up in it. Leviticus chapter 22, and oh yeah, Plandemic. I'm gonna put these two links in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. Right, now this is Leviticus chapter 22 verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and to his sons, that they separate themselves from the holy things of the children of Israel, and that they profane not my holy name in those things which they hallow unto me. I am Yahweh. Say unto them, Whosoever he be of all your seed among your generations, that goeth unto the holy things, which the children of Israel hallow unto Yahweh, having this uncleanness upon him, that soul shall be cut off from my presence. I am Yahweh. So any type of uncleanness, also mentioned in the book of Leviticus 21, any type of uncleanness, when you have it, when you're doing holy things, you hallow, and you're supposed to be hollow unto the Lord, then, right, let me put the word hollow. Honor as holy, a saint or holy person. So it's something that is honorable and holy unto the Lord. When you do that and you have your uncleanness upon you, what type of uncleanness is this? It is. Doesn't matter what type of uncleanness. The Lord will cut that man off. Verse 4. What's so? Now this is one of the uncleanness, by the way, which I'm going to read about right now. What man soever of the seed of Aaron. What man soever of the seed of Aaron is a leper, or had a running issue. That's mentioned in a running issue is also mentioned in Leviticus chapter 15, which speaks about, STD, for example, a running issue from your genitals. He shall not eat of the holy things, and if you do eat it, the Lord will cut you off. Until he be clean, then you are allowed to eat thereof. And whoso toucheth anything that is unclean by the dead, or a man whose seed goeth from him. So if you have a sex, then you're unclean also. You are not allowed to eat of the holy things. Leviticus 15 shows you that when a man has sex and he busts that nut, he's unclean until the evening, and you need to wash your flesh with water. Right? And you're not allowed to touch any dead thing. Right? Or whosoever toucheth any creeping thing, which is an insect, whereby he may be made unclean. Right, because so certain insects, when they die, actually every insect, it says here, where is it again? Wait. Right, I found it. Now, this is Leviticus chapter 5, verse 2. Or wait, let me start at 1. And if a soul sin, and hear the voice of swearing, When you swear, it's like going to court and then you swear. It's not cussing or whatever. Fuck pussy hoe bitch. That's not it. And is a witness, whether he had seen or know of it. If he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity. So you're supposed to say something, right? If a soul sin, and if you hear the voice of swearing, you're supposed to snitch. That's the point. Or if a soul touch any unclean thing, whether it be a carcass of an unclean beast, or a carcass of an unclean cattle, or the carcass of an unclean creeping thing, which is an insect, the dead body of an insect, and if it be hidden from him, he also shall be unclean and guilty. So don't be touching dead bodies. But this, for example, even if you did not know, you're still guilty of it. Now it says, yeah, it's weird, but yeah, just watch out. But this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 23. Now, some of these unclean, some of these insects are clean. For example, the locust. Now, what is a locust, you might ask? This, a grasshopper. This is clean. You can touch this even after death. So it says, yeah, it explains here, but I don't want to eat locust, but you are allowed to eat it. You can cook it and stuff like that. Bake it in oil. Cook it in oil. I wouldn't do it, by the way. But it's not unclean. That's the point. Verse 23, Leviticus 11:23. But all other flying creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. So all these other things, right? All except for the locust, right? So every type of flying creature, insect, right, is an abomination to you. And for these ye shall be unclean, right, if you touch them, right? Whosoever touches the carcass of them shall be unclean until the even. So you are not allowed to touch any of the flying, creeping things, which are insects, all type of insects. Like I said, grasshopper is clean. It says all other, but all other flying, creeping things, which have 4 feet, shall be an abomination unto you. And of these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever toucheth the carcass of them shall be unclean until the even. So you would be unclean if you touch these creeping things, right? So Leviticus chapter 22, verse 5. Or whosoever toucheth any creeping thing, whereby he may be made unclean, right? Which are all those flying type of insects and stuff like that when they're dead. Or just other filthy animals, filthy insects. Or a man who he may take uncleanness, right? So it says if you touch any creeping thing, whereby you be made unclean, or if you touch a man of whom he may take uncleanness, right? Whatsoever uncleanness he hath, the soul which had touched any such shall be unclean until even. So you have other men that are unclean, and you're not supposed to touch them then because they're unclean. For example, a person that has went near dead people, you don't touch that man. Just for example. So when you do these things, you're unclean. And it also says in verse 4, what man soever of the seed of Aaron is a leper. Now what is a leper? Leper is somebody that had this. This is a leper. Now this is a filthy leper, but an Edomite is a clean leper. And you have also clean leper among Israelites, which is this. This girl used to be here. She's from Brazil, by the way. She used to be dark skinned when she was younger. There was a show about her also, Daily Motion and stuff like that. Sorry, Daily Mail. But there was a show about her also in England. And then she turned into this. Wait, this. She turned from this to this, right? And maybe I can get some pictures. This is leprosy. This is what she has. She turned into a clean leper. It doesn't mean she's clean. It means just she is not that dirty leper anymore as this one with the spots, and or as this one with the spots, the cow marks and stuff. And by the way, cows, they look like this in the Netherlands. You have the black and white cows. Of course you have brown, but when I say cow spots, I mean, like, you know, this is blemish actually. Because the cow is supposed to be all black or all white or all brown. Not 100% white, because the cows is not supposed to be white. That's leprosy. And, here. Wait, sorry, here. Wait, I was here. Right, so now checking up. Okay, this is how she used to look when she was younger. And then that leprosy came, and she didn't use no bleach. But yeah, this is turned into a clean leper. That's leprosy. So any of the sons of Aaron that has leper, that was a leper, or had a running issue, you know, genitals, STD, sexually transmitted diseases, or just some disease down there, you know, he shall not eat of the holy things. Okay, right. Verse 5. Or whosoever toucheth any creeping thing, whereby he may be made unclean, right? Because some of them creatures, some insects, they make you unclean. Like a insect that goes on shit, a fly. That's an unclean insect, right? Or a man of whom he may take uncleanness. That's, for example, mentioned in the book of Numbers 19, when a man has gone in the place of dead people, and then if you touch him, you can be unclean. Okay, or if he has an STD, then you can be unclean because of him also. That's in the book of Leviticus 15. Whatsoever uncleanness he had, right? The soul which had touched any such shall be unclean until even, and shall not eat of the holy things, unless he wash his flesh with water. And when the sun is down, he shall be clean, and shall afterward eat of the holy things, because it is his food. So a priest was not supposed to eat anything of the holy food, of his own food, if he was unclean, because that soul would be cut off. You can't touch no dead carcasses of insects, unclean beasts, clean beasts. Wait, sorry. You can't touch clean beasts because that's your food. Right? Made a mistake with that one. I just spoke too fast. Sorry. So going on. So you are allowed to eat chicken, to touch chicken. You know why? Because chicken is clean. Right? It says unclean animals. Right? So verse 9. They shall therefore keep mine ordinance, lest they bear sin for it, and that sin would get you cut off, and die therefore, or killed, if they profane it. I, Yahweh, do sanctify them, so you can die. There shall no stranger eat of the holy thing, a sojourner of the priest, or an hired servant shall not eat of the holy thing. Only the priests. But if the priest buy any soul with his money, he shall eat of it. And Israelites were buying each other for slaves for 6 years, servants, but not hardcore slaves. For 6 years, and then after the 6, he would let them go in the 7th, and then he would give them a lot of substance too, whereby they would become rich themselves. So you work for 6 years, and then the 7th year you'd be set free, which would be an agreement then. And he that is born in his house, they shall eat of his meat. So the ones that are born in his house are allowed to eat of his meat. And what the priest had bought with money, it says here, but if the priest buy any soul with his money, with his own money, he shall eat of it. So that soul is allowed to eat of it because the priest basically covers you by buying your soul. It shows you like back in the days we actually bought Israelites, you know, but not lynching them, torturing them, castrating them, hanging them, which is lynching, you know, murdering them and stuff like that. That's not how it is supposed to be. Esau overdid it, and that's why he's going to get punished for that. He was not allowed to do all those things, because the scripture says that if you break your servant's eye or arm, you're supposed to let him go. Exodus 21:26. And if a man smite the eye of his servant or the eye of his maid, that it perish, so you just broke his eye, he shall let him go free for his eye's sake. Esau didn't do that. He was breaking our arms and stuff like that. Now it says here, verse 27, and if he smite out his manservant's tooth or his maidservant's tooth, he shall let him go free for his tooth's sake. These Edomites, what they did, if you watch this movie called Kunta Kinte, Roots, they was knocking out our teeth in order to make us eat and drink. Roots, in the slavery movie Roots, they would knock out our teeth in order to make us still eat the food. Birth of a Nation. So it says here, another, the owners chipped out a slave's tooth with an evil anvil, and when he refused to eat, putting a funnel to his mouth and pouring some kind of food. Basically what they was doing is, if we didn't want to eat, then they would knock our teeth out and then shove the food down our throat, because they wanted us to live, so that we would work. So, and they didn't let us go, because it says in the Bible that if you knock out a servant's teeth, you're supposed to let him go. So this is one of the reasons why the Edomite nation is really going to get it, because they broke all the laws in the Bible, right? And the Lord will remember that. So, right. So let me see if I missed something. Because, right, let me finish this leprosy thing here. Now, this is the true leprosy of the Bible. Not this, what Esau did. Because he changed the meaning of the word leprosy into this thing, where you would lose your nose or your hands. This is what he would call leprosy, but this is not leprosy. This devil changed the meaning of words, right? Yeah, this is leprosy. That's leprosy. This is leprosy. You could see the raw flesh. You know, you could see it, like, what the fuck? And she almost looked like an Edomite, you know? This is how white people came to existence, so-called white people. You see how red it is because you can see the blood through the skin. And yeah, this is her. If you was to see her just on the street, you would think this is natural. But this is her father, and that's her mother. And she used to be dark-skinned. And then she turned into this pale ghost looking like chick. You know? As you can see here, for example, she looks like an Edomite, man. in her face, which is hella strange and weird. But yeah, that's how these Edomites came to existence. Yeah, this is just makeup and stuff like that. But now it's a female called Martina Big, which is the opposite of leprosy. Of course, you can see her parents here. Now, this is Martina Big. I'm going to put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. Martina Big is back after having injections to turn her into a dark-skinned woman, right? Now, I just played on 1 minute 50, so I'm going to play the sound.
For me, it works really, really good. So this is the melatonin injection. So this was your surgeon. It cost
This is the melatonin injection, as you can see, right?
For me, it works really, really good. So this is the melatonin injection.
This is the melatonin injections.
So this was your surgeon. It cost £170 a go.
It costs £117
You've had
go.
3.
I have a go at it, right? It costs £170, and she had 3. So melanin injection cost her £170. What are melanin injections? You can turn into this from being this. That's melanin injection. Melanotan injections, UK. Melanin injection are illegal in the UK. This means any that you do purchase have not been subjected to the rigor testing necessary to ensure safety and efficiency, blah, 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 blah. So they sell this in the UK, right? Australia, they sell this all over the place, by the way. And you can buy it here, buy melanotan 2. So they had 1 first. Tanning injections, UK. So you can still buy it online in the UK. And then you get your melanotan 2 starter kit. You get melatonin 2 vials. You get the nasal spray kids. Crazy shit, man. But where did they get their melanin from? How much worth is melanin? Right. How much is melanin worth? Melanin is valued at over $500 a gram. And that's updated in 2020. Right? And here you have this from back in the days. It used to be 353 euros. And then gold would be at 53 dollars. Palladium, 58. How much is melanin worth per gram? Type that in Google. And then you have melanotan injections, UK. Of course, you can see here she injects herself. This one also came on the show, the morning with Phil and Holly, whatever. Here you can see the morning with Phil and Holly is the same type of show, right? And then you can see it here. This guy, illegal tanning injection cost man, known as human solar panel, £10,000. Human solar panel. So how come they don't call us human solar panel? Because we're dark. You see how they actually put words to fit these devils? Which is bullshit. Because we're the actual human solar panels. Anyway. Now you have this female called Martina Big. She's calling herself that. She's from Germany. And this is how she slowly but surely turned into a dark-skinned woman. And here you have her process here. She used to be like this before. First week, second week, third week, fourth week. So 1 month on those injections turn her into this. Well, this, but then later on, after years, she started to turn into that too. And she has pictures from all over the world. She went to America. And she also went to Africa. She's now wearing full African attire. Yeah, here's in Africa. You know, everybody's looking at her and stuff like that. Edomite German female Martina Big now identifies as African. So slowly but surely, they want to take you over. They want to be you. So this is the opposite of leprosy. So they can actually inject these people with melanin and then make them turn back into what they really were in the beginning. These Edomites are able to do this, man. Crazy shit. Crazy, just crazy, you know? So, now reading on. Now it says here, well, that is the case of leprosy. That's the opposite of leprosy then. This is leprosy. And this is then the opposite of leprosy. This. Because this is a clean leper. And then she turned into this. Through what? Melanin. That's why you have, let me see. You have thousands upon thousands. I said, missing black women cases go unreported. 230,000 people of color reported missing in the United States. And these are just little small numbers left and right. 230,000 people of color reported missing in the U.S. These black women are doing something about it. Well, you have a lot of people that are, well, not a lot, just a small group. The shocking and forgotten toll of missing Israelite women across U.S. They're just missing. Where are they? They're probably being bred somewhere in order for them to make abortions and stuff like that. Or they're just sold or just harvest. All that there. And then you have also this. And you have thousands of missing Native American women also missing, and they have melanin also, by the way. Don't forget that. But plus they're Israelites, so they're missing. Where are they? They're being harvested, my man. You know, they're being harvested. 2,300 missing Native American women and girls in the U.S. Unscoring the reason behind lack of investigation, because they're Israelites. That's why they don't care. Same thing for the so-called black females. They don't care. Right? So yeah, let me just read on. But Esau is going to pay for all of that because they're doing it. Because like I just showed you that, how much is melanin worth? It's worth more than $500 a gram. That's what's up. And this is an old picture from a few years ago. You know, where do you think they get their melanin from? They get it from aborted fetuses, from missing people. They just steal it from your body when you're dead. All that there. Right? You're more worth than gold per gram. As you can see here, you can see it climbing unto almost 560, but it's 559. But now it's $500 in 2020. You know, so yeah. Going back to over here. Leviticus 22 and 12. If the priest's daughter also be married unto a stranger, she may not eat of the offering of the holy things, which is an Israelite foreigner. And if the priest's daughter be a widow or divorced, and have no child, and is returned unto his father's house, unto her father's house, as in her youth, she shall eat of her father's meat. But there shall no stranger eat thereof. No foreigner from other land, like other race, is allowed to eat of the holy food. And if a man eat of the holy thing unwittingly, so he didn't know, then he shall put the fifth part thereof unto it, and shall give it unto the priest with the holy thing. Basically, you offer it unto him. And if they shall not profane the holy things of the children of Israel, which they offer unto Yahweh, or suffer them to bear the iniquity of trespass, when they eat their holy thing. For I, Yahweh, do sanctify them. So now verse 17. Verse 17 again. Subtitled, Sacrifices of Blemished Animals. Wait. Right, so yeah, basically if you didn't know, if you eat it unwillingly, then you will have to pay for it later on. Once you find out, you're gonna have to pay for it, that you ate that, because you're not allowed to. As for the Levites, which were the priests. So verse 17, subtitled, Sacrifices of Blemished Animals. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and to his sons, and unto all the children of Israel, and say unto them, Whatsoever he be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers in Israel, that will offer his oblation for all his vows. Oblation is, yes. A thing presented or offered to Yahweh, to the Heavenly Father. That's your oblation. For all his vows, and for all his free will offerings. So the ones that you give off of for yourself, off of your own will, which they will offer unto Yahweh for a burnt offering. Ye shall offer at your own will a male without blemish, or the beeves of the sheep, or of the goats. So it says here, wait. The beeves. What is beeves? Beeves in the Bible as a definition, right? What are beeves? The flesh of a cow, steer, or bull raised, and in this case, is the flesh of a sheep or goat. That's the male offering that you give, right? A male without blemish. That's the animal offering. And by the way, we don't do animal sacrifices anymore, nor animal offerings, according to the book of Hebrews chapter 6. So a lot of these things that I'm actually reading, it is actually not, it's, how you call that thing again? It's not useful, meaning, I'm just reading it because we don't use this, so it's useless, right? But I'm still reading it. But like I said, the offerings are not to be done. The Yahweh Shai was the ultimate offering. So you don't have to break your head like, wow, we need to do all these things. But the rules we do keep. The rules we do keep. Everything else concerning the offerings of the flesh and burnt offerings and stuff like that, that's the only thing that's done away with. Because you are not allowed as an Israelite to that which died of itself or is torn with beast, he shall not eat to defile himself therewith. I am Yahweh. We are not allowed to eat no animals that die of themselves, nor an animal that is killed by other beasts. We're not allowed to eat that. Roadkill, you can't eat that neither, because it's not good, because we are a holy people. You're not supposed to eat roadkill. Right, so that does count, but the rest doesn't count because we don't do offerings anymore. Hebrews chapter 10 covered that. Yahweh Shai covered that in the book of Hebrews chapter 10. So it says here, verse 20, right? Leviticus 22 and 20. But whatsoever hath a blemish, that shall ye not offer. And blemish are just flaws and mistakes. For it shall not be acceptable for you. But like I said, we don't do offerings anymore. Blood offerings and meat offerings of beefs and stuff like that. And whosoever offered a sacrifice of peace offering unto Yahweh to accomplish his vow, or a freewill offering in beeves of sheep, it shall be perfect to be accepted. Yeah, that animal needed to be perfect. But like I said, we don't do animal sacrifice anymore. We just pray to Yahweh Shai in the name of, we just pray to Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. There shall be no blemish therein, blind or broken or maimed or having a wen or scurvy or scabbed, ye shall not offer these unto Yahweh, nor make any offering by fire of them upon the altar unto Yahweh. So the animals are not supposed to have no mistakes, no cuttings, no spots, nothing. They're supposed to be perfect. And it's supposed to be a male, as it says here. A male without blemish. Right. Either a bullock or a lamb had anything superfluous, which is unnecessary, especially though being more than enough.
Superfluous.
Right. Or lacking in his parts, like he missed something, like a nut or something, a ball sack, whatever, or a nail, a hoof. Let me see, a sheep hoof. Let's say, here, broken hoof. Let's say, for example, this is already a blemish. This animal would not have been allowed to, or this. If he has like a broken toe, or a broken bone here of this thing, hoof, he was not to be allowed to be sacrificed unto the Lord because this is a blemish. It's a mistake. It's like a fault. He needs to be perfect. Like a perfect animal. If the animal has this, you're not allowed to sacrifice. He's supposed to be, wait a minute, no, this is shaven off by man. It's not allowed neither. You see, it's done like this. Yeah, it's not allowed. So, like I said, it needs to be perfect. Like this. This is good. This is perfect. Yeah, this is a perfect one. Well, the legs is perfect. I don't know about the rest of the animal. Maybe he had scabs underneath his wool or whatever. I don't know. But those are not allowed. Right. Back in those days. That mayest thou offer for a free offering, free will offering. But for a vow it shall not be accepted. Oh shit, wait, I jumped the gun, sorry. I jumped the verse, sorry. Let me read it again. Now it says here, either a bullock or a lamb that had anything superfluous, or lacking in his parts. Oh, I did really good. That mayest thou offer for a free will offering, but for a vow it shall not be accepted. So for a free will offering, you were allowed to allowed to offer this, but for a vow you were not. That animal would not be accepted. Ye shall not offer unto Yahweh that which is bruised, or crushed, or broken, or cut. Neither shall ye make any offering thereof in your land. So yeah, like I said, I don't even have to read this because this is done away with, all the offerings, animal offerings and sacrifices and stuff like that. But I'm going to just read it just to read it. Neither from a stranger's hand shall ye offer the bread of your power, of any of these, because their corruption is in them, and blemishes be in them. They shall not be accepted for you. Yeah, so only the priests were allowed to actually do the offerings for bread and stuff like that to Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushai. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, when a bullock or a sheep or a goat is brought forth, then it shall be 7 days under the dam. And from the 8th day and thenceforth it shall be accepted for an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. But just like I said, this doesn't matter anymore because it's done away with. And whether it be cow or ewe is a female sheep, if I'm correct, right? Yeah, female sheep. Ye shall not kill it, and her young both in 1 day. Ye shall not kill it and her young both in 1 day. So, if you have a cow, the cow and the child don't die in 1 day. If you have a ewe, she and her child do not die in one day. That's not allowed. Right? So this we do keep. But then again, we don't have a farm. The majority of us don't have a farm, at least. And when you will offer a sacrifice of thanksgiving unto Yahweh, offer it at your own will. Which we don't do anymore, because that's animal sacrifices, right? On the same day it shall be eaten up. Ye shall leave none of it until the morrow. I am Yahweh. Therefore ye shall keep my commandments, and do them. I am Yahweh. Neither shall ye profane my holy name, but it will be hallowed among the children of Israel. I am Yahweh, which hallow you, that brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your power. I am Yahweh. So yeah. Right, there you have it. Let me see if I cover everything I did. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.